study ହେଉଛି milligram conformity experiment cognitive resonance ମାନେ first danger discomfort when belief behavior how attitude changes persuasion elaboration likelihood model social perception how we perceive others factors social perception how we perceive others stereotype another attribute social psychology defined study how people talk thoughts feelings behavior impressed by others people thoughts feelings behavior decision making model ମାନେ rational bounded rationality concept formation ମାନେ grouping object with a common properties concept formation grouping object with common properties creativity test ମାନେ ହେଉଛି tolerance test concept formation grouping object with common properties decision making model ମାନେ rational emotional intelligence ମାନେ self awareness self regulation IQ formula MA by C into 100 intelligence defined by Spearman theory of language acquisition में nativist Chomsky learning Skinner nativist Chomsky learning Skinner intelligence defined by Spearman G factor Thurston emotional intelligence ହେଉଛି by concept self awareness self regulation obstacles in problem solving mental set functional fixedness problem solving steps and identify define generate alternatives evaluate implement problem solving steps identify define generate alternative evaluate implement obstacles in problem solving identify define generate alternates obstacles in problem solving mental state functional fixedness language component semantics pragmatics theory of language acquisition Chomsky forgetting causes decay interference retrieval failure repression forget Ewing's forgetting curve rapid forgetting in first 9 hours memory stage encoding storage retrieval types of memory sensory STM LTM decay interference retrieval failure repression Attention types: selective, divided, sustained. Theories of attention: filter model, broadband, bottleneck, memory storage, encoding, storage, retrieval. Weber-Fechner law. Just noticeable difference: attention types and selective, divided, sustained. Theory of attention on a filter model. Broadband bottleneck model. Measures electrical activity of brain. Biological waves of emotion. James Lange, Cannon Bird, Singer theory. Split brain research by Rogers Perry. Left brain versus right brain. Left logic, language, right creativity, spatial. Spatial माने Rogers Perry. Spatial. Biological basic of sleep माने circadian rhythm. Regulated by pineal melatonin. Sleep. Thyroid hormone होची thyroxine regulate metabolism. Adrenal gland secrete होची adrenaline, cortisol. Pituitary called a master gland secrete. Gonad hormone ACTH, TSH. Limbic system and emotion plus memory. Parts amygdala, hippocampus. Function of a cerebral cortex. Thinking, memory, language, consciousness. Cortex. Thinking, memory, language, consciousness. Cerebral cortex. Thinking, memory, language, consciousness. Limbic system which in emotion, memory parts, amygdala, hippocampus. Pituitary called master gland secrete GH, ACTH, TSH. Gonadotropin, gonad hormone, adrenal gland secrete adrenaline, thyroid, thyroxine. Biological basis sleep music, circadian rhythm, pineal melatonin, left logic, language, right creativity, spatial. Forebrain, midbrain, headbrain. Rest parasympathetic nervous system. Rest and digest करिए parasympathetic. para अनुकंपा. Sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. Peripheral nervous system division. Peripheral, somatic, autonomic, sympathetic, parasympathetic, peripheral. Somatic, autonomic. Central balance and agora. Muscle contraction, memory. Neurotransmitter is for mood. Serotonin. Neurotransmitter for mood. Neurotransmitter for pleasure and dopamine. Sensory motor interneuron. Functional unit of the nervous system. Neuron parts, dendrite, soma, axon, terminal. American Physiological Association sets ethical guidance. Scope psychology, mental health education, behavioral, industry, education, defense, sports, education, industries, defense, sports, mental psychology, clinical, counseling, industrial, educational, social, developmental. Nature nurture. Nurture means environment, nature means heredity. Bonsam ethical principle research, informed consent, confidentiality, confidential, secrecy, deception, debriefing, type of research design, experimental, correlation, and quasi-experimental. या फिर रिसर्च दीजिए correlation versus causation. Relation causation माने one cause other. Experimental correlation. Reliability versus validity. Reliability consistency. Validity measures what it claims. Normal distribution. Bell-shaped mean median mode. Normal distribution. Sampling method माने होची random stratified systematic purposive snowball. Random stratified systematic purposive method of psychology. Other study survey. Methods of psychology. Introspection, observation, experimental case study, survey. Anything that can be highly manipulated. Methods in psychology mean introspection, observation, experimental case study, survey. Cognitive psychology studies. Mental processes, memory, thinking, language, problem solving. Language, process, memory, thinking, language, problem solving, cognitive psychology. Humanity of Maslow hierarchy of needs. Behaviorism के component. Review Watson, give me a child. Psychoanalysis is founder. Sigmund Freud key concept, ego superego. Gestalt principle of perception. Whole is greater than sum of parts. Proximity, similarity, closure. Depend psychology, scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Vyavahara, mental processes. Another modern psychology will help one to establish scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Structuralism, functionalism. Structuralism study of elements of consciousness. Functionalism, purpose of consciousness. No, study of elements of consciousness. Structuralism. Consciousness. Element of consciousness element. Structural function, purpose of consciousness. Gestalt of whole greater than sum. Id superego, ego superego. Psychoanalysis founder. Image child, focus on observable behavior. Hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy of needs. Humanistic approach. Humanistic approach.